You are looking at a $2 billion subterranean megastructure buried beneath Zhengzhou, built to prove humanity could conquer urban space by moving entirely underground. Instead, it became a massive concrete trap. This pristine underground megamall and transit network was supposed to symbolize the ultimate climate-proof future of Chinese megacities. Instead, nature turned it into an undrainable tomb twice, swallowing billions in infrastructure and leaving a terrifying question in its wake. Someone thought hiding an entire city center below water levels was progress. Now, engineers are stuck with an engineering nightmare that cannot be fixed, demolished, or simply ignored. Drop a comment now. Would you trust an underground mall built in a floodplain, or is that an immediate red flag? Look closely at this space. If you pan a camera across the surface of the Zhengzhou New District and the hyper-modern Longhu Financial Island development, everything screams flawless prosperity. You see ultra-futuristic, hyper-modern skyscrapers gleaming in the daylight, clad in reflective glass and polished steel. They pierce the sky like monuments to economic confidence. But right beneath the feet of the people walking those pristine surface plazas sits a completely different reality. Directly beneath these financial towers are dark, water-damaged, sealed-off subterranean commercial spaces, silent retail corridors, and broken transit links. We are constantly told that modern engineering can outsmart geography, that with enough concrete and cash, any environment can be subdued. This empty, shadowed void beneath Zhengzhou is the price of that immense arrogance. This is not a story about a minor local construction error or a poorly built basement. The scale of this failure is staggering. Over 14 billion RMB, equivalent to more than $2 billion US, was channeled directly into the earth here. The money was spent to create an elaborate multi-level matrix of subterranean shopping streets, massive underground parking grids, and deeply interconnected metro junctions designed to move tens of thousands of people daily. It was engineered to be a subterranean kingdom. Today, it operates as a financial black hole. You do not need a degree in civil engineering to understand that something went profoundly wrong. You just have to look at the locked security gates, the dark entryways, and the mud-stained glass panels that lead down into nothingness. How did an elite engineering hub, designed by world-renowned planners and backed by the immense financial power of the state, turn into an untouchable liability? The answer lies in a single, fundamental error that occurred long before the first shovel ever touched the soil. Before we look at the structural failure, subscribe if you want to see how multi-billion-dollar engineering dreams turn into liabilities. To understand why this trap was built, we have to look at the sheer intensity of the mid-2010s urban real estate boom. In major Chinese hubs, surface land in premium financial districts became too valuable to waste on traditional infrastructure like expansive parking lots, low-rise retail strips, or sprawling logistics hubs. The solution seemed obvious to the visionary planners of the era. If the surface is full, go down. Zhengzhou was rapidly expanding its prestigious Zhengzhou New District, aiming to create a financial center that would rival global capitals. The master plans for Longhu Financial Island were hailed as an architectural masterpiece. The concept was elegant. The surface would be reserved exclusively for elite corporate high-rises, green pedestrian walkways, and clear water views. Everything else, the massive parking arrays, the high-capacity metro logistics, the loading bays, and a sprawling premium retail megamall, would be packed cleanly beneath the surface. It was marketed as the ultimate blueprint for a highly efficient, climate-proof city center. The promotional materials described a subterranean paradise where shoppers could walk through miles of temperature-controlled corridors, moving seamlessly from a high-speed transit platform directly into a luxury boutique without ever stepping outside into the sweltering summer heat or winter cold. The financial logic appeared unbreakable. By moving the retail space underground, developers effectively doubled the usable economic square footage of the district, creating a highly profitable asset out of thin air. If you think an asset this heavily damaged can ever safely reopen to the public, let me know in the comments. But this entire multi-billion-dollar economic equation relied on one catastrophic assumption. The mistake was not building below the surface. The mistake was engineering a multi-level subterranean kingdom while assuming the surrounding floodplain's historical weather patterns would never rewrite the rules of gravity. Zhengzhou is historically situated directly within the low-lying Yellow River Basin floodplain. It is an area defined by geographic vulnerability to sudden, heavy accumulation. Yet, the engineers designed the underground megamall using outdated meteorological models, assuming that standard drainage networks and regional dikes would keep the surface completely manageable. They truly believed that technology could isolate the underground grid from the natural hydrology of the basin. To make matters even more ironic, this massive underground development was heavily integrated into the city's highly publicized Sponge City initiative. The Sponge City concept was an innovative urban design strategy meant to mitigate modern floods by utilizing permeable pavements, urban wetlands, and deep retention storage to absorb rain naturally. The public was assured that the new financial district was structurally immune to severe weather events. The project was completed with immense civic pride. For a brief window, it looked like a total triumph. The infrastructure was gleaming, the electrical grids were active, and premium retail brands began securing their positions inside the underground layout. It stood as a physical testament to engineering confidence, a sign that the city had successfully mastered the land beneath its feet. But the true nature of an underground structure is that it behaves exactly like a container. And in July 2021, the container met its match. Stay with this story, because the cost of fixing this mistake is about to double for reasons no one anticipated. A historic, unprecedented deluge hit Henan province. In just 3 days, Zhengzhou was battered by a year's worth of rainfall. The sheer volume of water completely overwhelmed the surface streets, turning major financial avenues into roaring, deep rivers. And this is where the grand architectural design transformed into a terrifying physical trap. The underground megamall had been designed with spectacular, open-air sunken courtyards, known locally as Xiachen Guangchang. These architectural features were built to bring beautiful natural light and fresh air down into the retail corridors, ensuring shoppers never felt claustrophobic. But when the surface streets flooded to waist-deep levels, these beautiful sunken plazas stopped being architectural assets. They became giant, unclosable funnels. Instead of safely redirecting the water away, the immense scale of the underground grid acted like a massive vacuum, draining the surrounding district's surface floods directly into itself. Millions of cubic meters of muddy, debris-filled water cascaded over the edge of the plazas, dropping down into the commercial zones with unstoppable force. The internal emergency floodgates were completely overwhelmed or failed to deploy under the sudden weight of the torrent. Within hours, the pristine, $2 billion underground economy was utterly submerged. The water rose rapidly through the retail corridors, filling the shops, destroying luxury fit-outs, and submerging the complex transit linkages. More critically, the flood completely severed the high-voltage electrical grid and critical mechanical systems, which had been buried deep in the lower utility floors. Subscribe now for more deep dives into massive infrastructure projects that looked perfect on paper but failed in reality. When the water finally receded from the surface, the true scale of the nightmare became clear. The underground megamall had earned a new, unofficial title among observers: the concrete submarine. It was a multi-billion-dollar subterranean trap that kept filling with water because it was designed to be a city center but behaved perfectly like a drainage basin. This was the ultimate midpoint reversal. The public and the investors thought the project was an advanced urban shield. The facts revealed it was actually an accidental reservoir. The very geometry that made the underground mall feel open and human was exactly what made it uniquely vulnerable to catastrophic inundation. Now, the state developers and insurance consortiums were forced to face an incredibly expensive rescue operation. You cannot simply let a $2 billion asset rot directly underneath your primary financial district without consequence. Huge amounts of capital were immediately deployed. Industrial pumping operations ran day and night for weeks, pulling millions of gallons of stagnant, toxic water out of the subterranean levels. The structural damage was immense. The high-voltage electrical transformers, central HVAC units, and water treatment systems were completely ruined by prolonged submersion and had to be entirely stripped out. Teams of workers moved through the dark corridors with flashlights, clearing out feet of thick river mud, ruined drywall, and shattered glass storefronts. The cost of just stabilizing the structure and replacing the baseline mechanical infrastructure ran into the hundreds of millions of dollars. Drop a comment if you were a business owner Would you ever sign a lease in this complex again? Yet, the developers remained determined to salvage their massive investment. They reinforced the entrance barriers, overhauled the emergency drainage pumps, and began the painful process of rebuilding the interior commercial spaces. They needed to convince the market that this was a freak, once-in-a-century occurrence that would never happen again. But nature does not follow real estate marketing timelines. Before the full commercial restoration could be finalized and reopened to the public, another heavy seasonal rainfall event hit the region. It was not as large as the 2021 cataclysm, but it did not need to be. The surrounding water table was already highly saturated, and the local drainage networks were strained. The surface runoff breached the temporary retaining walls and unsealed construction access points. For the second time, water poured back down into the lower commercial levels. The concrete submarine had flooded twice. This second inundation was the psychological breaking point for the project. It proved that the initial disaster was not an isolated anomaly. It was a structural vulnerability built directly into the site's geography. The second flood instantly wiped out the newly installed electrical components and fresh renovations, essentially resetting the financial damage clock. At this point, the economic model underlying the entire project completely imploded. If you find it unbelievable that a city is trapped by its own foundations, share this video with someone who loves civil engineering mysteries. Capital flight followed immediately. The international brands, premium retail tenants, and hospitality companies that had originally signed lucrative leases looked at the recurring watery risk and walked away permanently. They broke their contracts, realizing that no amount of marketing could offset the seasonal threat of losing their entire inventory to a sudden downpour. The commercial value of the underground megamall plummeted to zero. No sane business owner would ever agree to stock a basement showroom in a complex that behaves like an active storm drain. This is where the story shifts from a massive financial loss into a permanent, unresolved architectural trap. You might look at this empty, flooded shell and think the solution is simple. If the mall is an unusable liability, why not just fill the entire subterranean network with solid concrete, seal the entrances, and walk away? Why not just erase the mistake entirely? That is exactly where the double lock trap snaps shut. The engineering reality is that you cannot simply destroy or abandon the concrete submarine without risking the total destruction of the surface city above it. The massive underground concrete box is so vast that it displaces an enormous volume of groundwater within the Yellow River Basin floodplain. If you were to improperly backfill it, or if you turn off the massive internal pumping arrays entirely, the shifting hydrostatic pressure of the rising groundwater table would exert an immense upward force against the base of the structure. This intense pressure could easily fracture the massive concrete floor plates, causing localized structural failures. Tell me your final verdict in the comments. Is this a warning about climate shift, or just an unforgivable planning blunder? Worse yet, the perimeter walls of this underground megamall serve as vital structural retention barriers that stabilize the earth beneath the surrounding infrastructure. The high-tech surface skyscrapers of Longhu Financial Island were constructed directly along the edges of this integrated subterranean network. If the underground structural integrity compromises, the foundations of the multi-million-dollar towers sitting on the surface could shift, warp, or settle unevenly. A failure below ground means an immediate catastrophe above ground. Furthermore, this dead mall cannot be isolated because it doubles as a vital utility corridor for the entire district. Buried inside its walls are the main conduits for the district cooling pipelines, municipal water systems, and high-voltage fiber optic lines that keep the active surface skyscrapers functioning. The city is completely stuck with it. Today, the site exists in a state of permanent, absurd stalemate. It is a heavily guarded, restricted ghost zone. The public is locked out, yet a dedicated workforce of maintenance engineers and security personnel must remain on-site indefinitely. They are forced to run massive, industrial-grade pumping systems around the clock, continuously draining the natural groundwater seepage just to prevent the empty shops from reverting into a permanent underground lake. Significant public funds are spent every single month just to maintain a dark, silent, empty concrete void. It stands today as a profound warning about the limits of urban density and architectural hubris. Planners tried to double their profits by conquering the subsurface, completely forgetting that water always seeks the lowest point. The gleaming towers of Zhengzhou still shine brightly in the skyline, but they remain anchored to a $2 billion warning that refuses to disappear